Welcome to Wednesday, Secular Soapbox Day here on the Skeptic Haven Network. I'm your host, Mike Wiseman. As always, I'll be joined by my favorite co-host, Apostacie. Today's special guest will be Jim Hall from the Atheist Edge. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the network on Patreon. Let's start the show. Yay! Welcome to the show, everybody. I didn't know we had a little engine that could on today. Hi, Jim. How you doing?
There's some shitty timing, wasn't it?
How you doing,
good to
man?
be on. I'm doing very well. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
We're great.
Apostacie, it's been like a week. How was your week?
I
How was your
know.
Halloween?
It was good. It was my kid's very first time celebrating Halloween this week.
Right.
So we had a great time. Yeah.
Lots of candy?
Lots of candy. We had to take away half of it from my 3-year-old. Yeah. He doesn't know
We
the
call it
difference.
the toll. Well, the toll or the tax, the parent tax. We get
Yes.
to sort through it first, and you get whatever's left over.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we had a lot of fun. And it was so cute because my 8-year-old, after his second house, he said, "This is so much easier than I thought it was going to be." So
Nice.
yeah, it was pretty
You had to
cute.
beg for candy. Please, please.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
so polite. It was good.
They're used to praying for things, right? So, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Ask and you shall receive, right? Knock and the door will be opened.
There you go. Oh, my God. There it is. Halloween is biblical. You heard it here.
It is.
Jim, you are from a show called The Atheist Edge. Who is The Atheist Edge, Jim?
Well, it's Kaz now.
There it is.
Yes, he's. If those of you that are still following the show, and I turned the show over to Kaz in what was it, May? Yeah. And I haven't looked back. I thought I would. The only thing I really miss is the community, the atheist community. And I tried to peek my head in, to the little behind the scenes chats, the content creators on the various social network platforms, and let people know, hey, I'm still around. And yeah, so I'm not gone, but yeah, the actual nuts and bolts of keeping a channel moving and trying to do it to create like quality content. I'm not looking back. I don't miss that. That's a lot of work, and as you can well attest.
It's fun though.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, man. I think it's the writing I enjoy the most. I think that's my thing. Do you enjoy writing?
The funnest part for me, because I got PTSD from the war, the funnest part for me was just the grind, like putting on headphones and taking 30 minutes of raw footage and editing it, spending 6 hours on it, just editing. And it's this monotonous thing, and it helps. It's cathartic. It helps just, clear my mind. That's what I enjoyed. Like getting in front of a camera and doing a monologue. Oh, I'm horrible at it. In fact, I would farm it out to other people. I'd get on the little content creator channels of the, hey, any other creators want to narrate this for me? I've got the script. I would not hesitate to farm that out.
Yeah, no. If you ever need help, let me know, Jim. I'm always available for things.
My new channel, I don't do any of that. It's just setting up a camera out in the field and throwing pieces of plastic. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that for sure. Absolutely. Next question I had for you is when is it? When does this happen? When does this air? When's the show on?
Oh, the new one? Oh, Atheist Edge.
Well, both of them actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I turned over the show to him, I kind of I'm still part owner for 1 calendar year. So I'm a 20% owner until June of next year, right? So I'm just acting as his Kaz's assistant, basically, and kind of a coach. I'm trying to get him up to speed on how I do things and help him take the show in the way he wants to take it, right? So it's been mostly hands off because he hit the ground running. If you guys are watching the show now, he does all live stuff. I'm trying to get him to do some pre-recorded scripted stuff. I know it's time consuming, but you know what? If he doesn't want to, hey, the show's his now. And then after June of next year, it's 100% his. So I'm pretty much hands off of Atheist Edge. In fact, to be completely honest, the last 3 shows I haven't even watched yet. I know I'm bad. Bad. I need to go back and at least hit the wave tops, but. Yeah, Uncle Beck has narrated. I see him in the chat. So yeah,
Yes.
what's up?
Uncle Beck loves narrating for Jim.
Yes. And he's got that deep ass voice now. Every time I talk to him, the voice is one register lower. I'm like, whoa. And some testosterone treatments, I think. Yeah.
There it is. There.
But so the new channel, it's just more of a hobby. Atheist Edge was a job. We were making ad revenue, Patreon. You know, it was my job. It was everything I did. But when I switched over to disc oriented, I've only got like 50 subscribers. I'm not advertising, not marketing, just having fun. And maybe once a week, every 2 weeks. See, I play disc golf maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So every once in a while, I'll just bring a camera out. So there could be me by myself, could just be 3 of us, or there's like a dozen in my crew now. Like it's grown. So sometimes you'll see 5 or 6 people out there.
And it's like a team?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of we just met on the disc golf course, and then and all various levels of a caliber player. I'm kind of right in the middle. There's brand new, and then there's some that can throw literally 450 feet.
Wow.
So yeah, just way out of my league. So I'll record it and throw it on the channel, and if people want to watch it, they can. So it's totally casual.
Explain it for the folks at home what disc golf is.
Okay, so if you're thinking of throwing frisbees, it's not that. These are not frisbees. They're not made for catching. If you tried to catch these, if you were far enough away from each other, it probably would break your fingers. These are not throwing frisbees.
That sounds fun. I'll get my kids.
Yeah. Before we went live, you asked.
No, not for me. I have 3 boys. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got 2 boys. Yeah, I feel the same. It'd be broken faces and noses.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And the dog.
You throw at these. That's it. This is the only thing you throw at. And look, what we talked about before the show, you asked, you yell 4 like you do in regular ball golf, and yes, you absolutely do. And you didn't know what 4 meant. It means if you're throwing or you're hitting that ball, and someone's potentially in the way and they could get hit, you yell 4 to let them know, hey, you're about to get knocked the hell out. That's what 4 means. And it's the same in disc golf, except getting hit with a golf ball, it might hurt, but getting hit with a disc, getting hit with a disc golf disc could paralyze you. It could
fire in the hole.
So it's even more dangerous. So yeah, we fire in the hole. Yeah,
we should start saying that one from now on.
But
make it more exciting, anyways.
It's played the same as golf. It's you tee off par 3 or par 4. That means you have, we call them throws instead of strokes, but you get it in this chain basket. But it's the exact same. The scoring's the same. Oh, a stroke.
So is there like a major league?
Really dumb joke, and I'm not going to
people. It's okay. I love that kind of stuff. That's awesome. The cheesier, the cornier. No, is there like a league, a disc golf league or something, or? Well,
there's a disc golf. The PDGA is the Professional Disc Golf Association. You don't have to be professional to do it. You get a number, and then you can compete. There's all the levels. There's amateur tournaments. In fact, there's a huge pro tournament here in Dallas-Fort Worth this weekend. I'm just going to, but yeah, there's a lot of pros playing that. It's a huge deal. And
you said anybody can join. Have you thought about joining one of these?
It's in the top 5 fastest growing sports in America right now.
Wow.
Right next to underwater basket weaving, I'm sure.
Sign me up for that. Sounds less.
Hold my breath for 30 seconds.
Right.
Yes.
Is that me?
What? You okay?
I think I was lagging. Was that me that was lagging, or were you guys? Are you hearing me okay? Okay.
Lagging.
All right.
Yeah.
You're okay.
Okay. All right.
It's all good.
So you're going to join the league or the pro thing? Or are you going to plan on doing that? Or you're just going to do it for fun?
Here's the deal. Chess. I started getting. I've got a kind of personality when I get into something. It's balls out, laser focus. I don't think about anything else, right? Yeah. So when I got into chess, I studied the 3,000 Orthodox openings. I went to tournaments. I competed. I started making money at it, right? It was I got up to a 1653 USCF rating, right? I couldn't think about anything else, and it made me crazy. So everything in my life, and I'll do it for like 3 or 4 year blocks. So chess, competitive fighting, I did it for about 4 years, and I got to a Houston Valley Tudo heavyweight championship. So I was a cage fighter for 4 years, and all I did was go to tournaments and compete and make money. And then World of Warcraft, believe it or not, I was
Oh
in a
my
guild
gosh.
that require a hardcore raiding guild takes like 6 days a week out of your life. It becomes a
my
second
God.
job, like when you're competitive at it. And
That's
then
enough.
just anything I do, and writing a book. These books I wrote.
There it is.
This one took 18 months, and that's all I did. I would just sit and write this book and research, and that's all I thought about. It's not healthy. Oh,
Tell us about the book. Tell us
about
about it.
But what I was going to say, so disc golf, I wanted to be the exact opposite of that. So I'm purposely never going to compete. I'm going to try to get good, but it's going to be just for fun, for pleasure. I'm never going to go into it like I've done. Yes. So that it's my outlet. All right. So most people believe in God. Can they all be wrong? This green screen's really messing with it. Most people believe in God. Can they all be wrong? And then this one's pulling back. You can't pulling back the green curtain. 666 things your religious leaders never taught you.
666 things.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
Too good.
Perfect
Yeah.
title.
Yeah, it's
So-
a great
Miyu would
bathroom.
be
It's at Barnes and Noble now. It takes forever to get a consignment with Barnes and Noble.
Wow.
But once you do, the money starts rolling in. But it's on Amazon. It's self-published though, but they're kind of bathroom readers. You can leave them on the back of your toilet, and you could just pick up the book and open it to any page and start reading.
That's awesome.
It's not in any particular order.
So what are some of the 666 things that
Okay, here we go. Random.
tell us?
Oh, I love
some?
random.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus was circumcised 18 times. Did you guys know that?
Oh shit.
What?
Yeah.
Where does it? Chapter and verse, please.
The
Chapter
damn thing
and
kept
verse.
growing back. You had to
And
keep
that's why it took so long to write this book, because it's mostly footnotes. Because I cite
Amazing.
everything, right? Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So,
amazing.
In the Catholic Church, it's known as the Holy Prepuce. In the first divine foreskin appeared in 800 CE when it was given to Pope Leo III by Charlemagne. There's additional genuine foreskins that have started popping up everywhere after that, all
So
claiming
just
to be the authentic.
Pop, like
Oh yeah,
whack-a-mole.
yeah.
Well, I even put in here, no pun intended. So yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but- yeah.
So they all claim to be the authentic specimen. The Catholic Church finally ruled in 1900, probably out of embarrassment, that anyone who henceforth so much as even mentions the magic dick skin will be educated.
Magic dick.
Okay. Did I break up again? You could have
A little bit. You stopped at the dick skin was the last thing we heard.
Did you catch any of that?
Did you want to say that again from
We
dick skin?
caught
Go
the
ahead.
dick
They will
skin.
be excommunicated. Yep.
Okay.
Anyone caught coming up with claiming that there's another magic dick skin out there will get excommunicated. There was an
God.
official Catholic doctrine
Oh my goodness.
because there were so many. Yeah, so that kind of
Wow.
stuff. But I wrote it under a nom de plume because that one is very critical of all religions, and there's a lot of Islam in there. And so my wife made me at the time use a pen name just so we don't get blown up.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
So-
smart thing to do.
Are
you in the works of another book?
Tell me. Oh,
Or are
Aaron.
you good with
okay.
the two?
No. See, I retired from the Marine Corps in 2013. I started Atheist Edge in 2017. Now, aside from the little disc golf channel, it doesn't take up any of my time at all. I substitute teach maybe 2 or 3 days a week just to get out of the house. But really, I'm now officially retired, where I just do whatever I want. I wake up and say, "What am I going to do today?" No, I'm not planning no projects, not writing a book. I'll go play disc golf. I'll go hang out with the kids when they get out of school, whatever. So yeah, it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of jealous. Minus
Yeah.
the disc golf part, but I'm definitely just a little jealous.
So I have a question, Jim. So for people who maybe aren't familiar with you, what's your background? Do you have a background in Christianity? And what made you deconvert? That's the case.
See, the default is that we deconverted, right? I'm one of the I'm guessing maybe 2 to 5% of the atheist community. We're called cradle atheists. We never were believers.
Okay.
And yeah. So I
Oh.
was on Neil the 604 Atheist, and he
I
does
love him.
deconversion stories.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
So
What did you talk about?
Exactly. Oh, we found something. Me and Neil,
Of course,
we
he's
got good
amazing.
chemistry. So yeah, we found something. But in the first book, most people believe in God. Can they all be wrong? Like the first, I think it might be the first chapter. I explain it, but parents were both. They weren't really devout, but they went to church they were Southern Baptists, and we went to church every Sunday. By the age of 6, I started asking my mom and dad questions, and the light bulb came on. So I have never prayed. I've never been saved.
Wow.
And my parents are kind of, even though they were Southern Baptists, they're also ex-hippies. So they were totally willing to let me believe what I wanted to. No indoctrination, which was thank you, Mom and Dad. So they let me just answer questions. And if I said, Mom, Dad, I think this is all horseshit. Okay, tell us why. And they just happened to be friends. Their best friend's dad was our pastor. So they were over at the house a lot. So my mom would, Jimbo, come here, come and talk to him. I was debating with a church pastor at age like 8. He would bring it as like a circus act. You know, like, come, okay, I want to introduce you to Jimbo, the 8-year-old wonder prodigy. And I wasn't. I would just ask dumb questions like, why did Adam and Eve have belly buttons? I didn't really have any deep theology questions. But
that's a great question.
I had honest questions. Yes. And a lot of them. Well, okay, long story short, my 3rd summer of Vacation Bible School, the youth pastors had gotten so frustrated with me. I wasn't trying to convert the other kids, but I was becoming a problem. So I remember my mom out in the hallway with the youth pastors, and I could hear them. They didn't know I could hear them, but they basically told my mom, listen, he's a great kid, but he's not invited back next summer. So no more Vacation Bible School. And that started the downhill slide. By age 15, I was a full-blown atheist. I identified as an atheist. So yeah.
Wow. So at no point at all did you even like really fall into it or really just believe it all? No.
I don't have that. Yeah, I don't have. I'm not wired that way. That DNA, and that's not to feel superior. And and it's a hindrance for an atheist content creator. It is a detriment. It is a curse to be a creative atheist. It is a huge asset, huge advantage. Like Kelly Pearsall, Godless Granny. She was, or Matt Dillahunty wasn't he a pastor or like training to be a pastor?
He's going to be a pastor.
You know, these people that spend a lot of church, you can't say that they weren't believers. You cannot, true Scotsman them. So they know you can't get anything over on them. They have the advantage, not a cradle atheist.
For sure.
Yeah.
So since you didn't grow up in the church, and you did kind of, but not really. I mean, as a Christian, why did you start the content of the show? What made you start that? The atheist one, not the disc golf.
If I had to guess, this was around 2017. This was I'm breaking up again.
You kind of.
This was around the time I hadn't really started reading atheist literature. I read Bertrand Russell. I read Carl Sagan. Oh, am I back? Am I good?
Yeah,
you're good.
You're back.
I'm good. Okay. I had read Bertrand Russell, Carl Sagan. I never really delved into the literature that much until around maybe a year before I started the channel. And then the Four Horsemen. Holy shit. And the God delusion made me just go, this is interesting, but didn't really hit me it was God is not great. And then the audiobook, God is not great, read by the author. It was powerful. It's making about it. And I was like, you don't have to just think this is bullshit. You can go out and actually try to change this toxic behavior and try to basically, for lack of a better term, to try to save others from this poison. Yeah. So that's what did it. It was the Four Horsemen. And now that Hitchens died, I was wondering who was going to. Now there was some talk that Ayaan Hirsi Ali was going to take his place as one of the Four Horsemen, but then nothing ever came of it. Like, what happened to them? And when was the last time anyone heard from Daniel Dennett? And Sam Harris has so much controversy swirling around him. It's like it disappeared. There was the Unholy Trinity. There was Matt Dillahunty, Aaron Ra, and Seth Andrews. The Unholy Trinity. So equally as powerful too. Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. Well, I think you need to start a new one, Jim.
Yes.
What are you gonna call it?
Why can't you start one?
You guys are not sucking me back in. No, I enjoyed my 5 years doing it. I am not looking back though. I am not upset that I gave the show to Kaz. And I don't want to discourage any atheist content creators out there. It's very worthwhile. It does take a lot out of you if you do it at what I might consider a high level. If you're creating some quality content, you're actually putting some thought behind it. It takes a lot out of you. And you could. I basically burned out. Oh, Kaz finally.
Oh, there he is.
Speaking of burning, there's some fire.
Hey guys,
What's up, Kaz?
I talked the show for too much. I'm going.
I am so sorry for being late, guys. It's a long story, but I totally slipped my mind, and then I saw the messages from Jim, and I was just like, "Oh my god, let me get this stuff set up real quick." So I'm here, and I apologize so much. Thank you.
It is okay. We are just happy that you are here.
Letting me in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man.
So one more quick question for Jim, and then we'll jump into Kaz here 100%. Jim, your church stories when you were younger, do you have like the weirdest church story you can think of?
Okay, since I started the channel, I do a lot of stuff in local atheist activist groups too. So one of the things we do, Metroplex Atheist, a group of us, kind of a away team, you could call it. We go to churches. They invite us to their churches, and we get on the stage, and it's called Ask an Atheist.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's in the evenings. It's usually a Wednesday night,
amazing.
but it can be 300-400 people. And it's it's mic'd up and it's a full show. I mean, some of these are mega churches. And one time, you guys are gonna love this. It's subtle, but you'll appreciate it. So someone was saying, why don't you just choose to believe in God? And kind of Pascal's wager thing. And I had a black coffee mug in my hand, and I said, "Sir, could you choose to believe that this black coffee mug is white for, let's say, 30 seconds? And he goes, yeah, I could. Now, everyone I had ever asked that before was like, oh, okay, maybe I see what you're going. You can't, belief is not a choice. It's a realization, that kind of thing. He said, yes, I could totally believe that that's white for 30 seconds. I was like, really? So I called his bluff. I said, I'm starting my watch. Here we go. Ready? And so I gave him 30 seconds. And then I said, okay, stop. Did you think during that 30 seconds that this coffee mug was white? He said, absolutely did. So he called my bluff, right? And I had nothing. He won, man. So but the rest of the congregation, they were looking at him like, fucking idiot. Are you? So I still went through my spiel about how, but it's funny how they think like homosexuality. Like you can choose to be gay. Oh, really? Yeah. Could you choose to be gay? Why don't you try it for a day? Yeah,
I don't.
Anyway,
care, but I have thought that. And I'm like, no, I couldn't. But
they don't like that idea.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I've talked too much. I'm muting. Kaz.
Yeah. We do have a question from the audience here. Any tips on how to avoid burnout? Now, since Jim's already burned out, I mean, do you really have any tips for that?
Well, there was during that 5 years, there was about a 4-month period where I did burn out, and I called it a hiatus, but I was fully intending to just leave, but I got sucked back into the vortex. But avoiding burnout is to set a schedule that you can live with. Now, if you have a regular full-time job, it makes it very challenging. It adds another dimension to it. I'm retired, so that's all I had. But if you're doing a full-time job, you got to set a schedule like a lot of people set just Wednesday night, like Purple Rhymes with Orange. She does only just Wednesday night, I think it is. So, and then you just one time a week, something you can handle, basically. Don't try to bite off more than you can chew. That's the biggest one. But at the end of this show, it started out the Atheist Edge 10 Commandments, and it's grown to the 23 Commandments. And I will send you guys a copy of it, and you could post it somewhere. But it's the 23 things that I've learned in the 5 years. If you're going to be maybe what I would consider an effective content creator.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 23 Commandments.
I love learning. Thank you. No, as far as burnout, like the thing sorry, Stacy. I can think of scheduling is 100%. I love that scheduling idea. It's true though, because what I do for my show is the conversations I have with theists, and I try and backlog at least 3 conversations. Sometimes I'll go through a week and I'll have 5 conversations, but I'll be able to take that much time off as opposed to just doing it once a week, or it does. You definitely get burnt out.
You made You may be, so the second book, 660 Things Your Religious Leaders Never Taught You, pulling back the green curtain. So it's about 400 pages long. And I said, I'll turn it into a video series for Atheist Edge. Well, I had no idea that Kaz remembers, because he was one of the 65 atheist content creators that I farmed out, that I invited to come help me do this, because it turned into 89 episodes and it took 7 months to make.
Holy shit.
89 episodes. So, but we got the entire book in video format now.
That's amazing.
And everyone from Matt Dillahunty to, the someone who just started last week, atheist content creator, like everybody was involved in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, like you said, your backlog. So one time I had 23 videos in the can that hadn't gone out yet. So I could take, and then I gave myself a little vacation.
That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. Let me tell you, I know that feeling.
Yes.
Stacey, sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to ask Kaz right before you came on. We were asking Jim sort of what his background was, if he grew up in the church, if he deconverted. He said that he was a cradle atheist. And so I'm just wondering if you have a background in Christianity. And I know he handed the show over to you. What's your story?
So I was born into the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. Then I got a whole can of worms. When my parents divorced in 95, my mom took us to a Baptist church after that. And then I was one of the first ones in my family to feel the spirit, so to speak. So I joined that church pretty promptly and was a believer in that all the way up until my early 30s. And that's a whole convoluted story having to do with, military service, college education, and all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so are you a newly deconverted? Are you?
No. I think it's been about 10 years now, or something like that.
Congrats.
Like that. Since 2015. Yeah, I'd say. So I don't know how many years. I can't do math right now.
So
not quite 10, but we were close. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Wow.
We can round it off.
Yeah. And was there a particular moment or a particular thing that made you kind of question everything, or was it a bunch of things and just it all kind of fell apart?
I mean, it's a process for me. It was many things. The biggest thing was, I always say, was the deployment in Iraq. But the nail in the coffin was getting my education at a Baptist university and taking those classes in Old and New Testament history. So
that's very.
You mean you read the Bible and became an atheist?
Exactly.
Never happened.
Wow. Is your family still involved in the church?
The church, not so much, but Christianity, yes. They're all their own flavors of Christianity. They all have their own different beliefs. None of them are into the community, so to speak. So, yeah.
But they consider themselves believers.
Absolutely, yes. All of them are very much into the belief systems.
Okay, nice.
How do they feel about you?
Well, that's complicated. Yeah, So my father and I, we have a good relationship. We talk, we have debates and conversations about this kind of stuff, and that's all well and good. But the rest of my family, they're either standoffish, they don't want to have anything to do with me, or it's a fight every time we see them.
So it's tough.
Okay, that's not good.
Yeah. I try not to bring it up. I don't bring it up really myself. I mean, if you were a third-party observer watching me and my family interact, you would see that I'm usually the one that just leaves it alone. But that's my opinion.
Right. Okay.
Well, now you're the host of Atheist Edge, though.
Yeah.
Now you've got a voice, and you're kind of firebrandish, and you're an atheist in action. Do they know you're a part of the show?
I know my father knows about it, and a couple of my siblings know, but I don't think so. No, it's not like I went and told them all about it or anything, you know.
Mass text. I'm the new host. Oh my god.
There's a good question in the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, from Uncle Beck. Yeah.
Uncle Beck, thank you. How did Jim meet Kaz and end up picking him? Good question. Was it
want to take that,
death battle or drawing out of a hat?
Well, I was looking at several people, and the finalists were Kaz, Deborah Grace. She didn't even know. Yes, and
You didn't even know. Is this
no, because I
we're
hadn't
finding
asked her
out?
yet. But I
Okay.
was vetting her without her knowledge, and then
That's great.
Hector Garcia, but he's way too busy, and he probably wouldn't have
Hmm.
taken it. And then I don't know how he goes by a different screen name now. Connor Nelson, Aaron Raw's son. He's like 20 years old, so and he's kind of a shining star, diamond in the rough. So I was looking at him too. But as far as somebody that I knew was going to be stable, was going to have the temperament that what it takes and the drive, and Kaz and I are both military, so we got that bond, So it was kind of a no-brainer. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Well, I appreciate the vote of confidence. I really do.
Aw.
I'm working on it. I'm trying really bad to live up to your vote of
Oh,
confidence
boy.
in me.
I don't have anything. If you don't want to do pre-recorded scripted stuff, that's the only thing I'm going to keep pushing you to do that. But if you like the live stuff,
No,
you
I
it.
do.
Because
It's
I
just-
can't. I'm not going to. You're doing it great. So that's.
I tell you what, I have scripts I've been working on. It's just that I'm always so scrambling to get these live shows together, and with all the other stuff in life, I need to commit to it. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get it.
All right.
Do you
Well,
have
we've got a-
kids, Kaz?
I do. I have two boys.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
6-year-old and a 5-year-old. They're both
Wow.
in homeschool too, and so it's always a
Yeah.
hectic.
Kids are great.
Always
Oh,
in this
homeschool
show.
too? Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Farron Salas. Somebody else help me with the last name there. Salas.
Sal?
$9.99. Thank
you.
you. Woo! There's cowbell going somewhere, Wes. Anybody?
Oh.
And music. Confetti. Just
Thank
pretend
you.
it's there. Have faith. Have faith it's happening. Grasso. Why did you not pick me, Jim?
It is.
Ochangelo. He had nowhere else to go. He's been banned from the all 5 shows in the atheist community of Austin. So, yeah, we had him on 2 or 3 times. He's say what you will about Ochangelo and some of these others that people like to give a hard time to. He's a kind person, and I'll tell him to his face. He knows I think he's a one-trick pony. He's only, he tries to bring the conversation back to one particular his expertise. And he won't deviate from that. But you know what? He's a great guy. And if I had the show, if I was still doing the show, I would have him on again. He said some controversial things, I think, since then, so that would put a wrinkle in it. But from what I know about him, then there's certain Christians that they're kind of like anathema to the atheist community. But I give everyone a fair shake.
You have to be an atheist to host the Atheist Edge, Otangelo.
I was gonna say.
Prerequisite.
Oh, he said, "Why didn't you look at me for an 8?" Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, I understand what his question was now.
I think that works. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah.
Be Christian Edge at that point.
Yeah, no kidding.
Deconvert and we could talk.
There you go. Titan Uranus. My last name is easy pronounced. Just saying, Uranus.
Titan Uranus. My
Titan
favorite
Uranus.
YouTube name of all time. I wish I had picked it. That's all.
It's very clever. Thank you, Titan.
There's a question from Uncle Beck, and I don't know how to highlight, but he
Wes,
just asked.
help Wes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uncle Beck
Coming.
asked,
There
"What
it
is your main goal with the channel, Kaz, and where do you want it to go?"
Great
My
question.
main goal. Well, my main goal is to produce some of the most interesting and biggest atheist atheist and theist conversations.
Okay.
So and try to produce the work that is the quintessential argument for, or I should say, against theism. So I guess that is my main goal, to convert the entire world to atheism.
Yeah. Every knee shall bow my ass. Nice job.
That wasn't my goal. I totally empathize with most atheists are like Kaz is, and that what, more power to you. Go get them. I was never like that. I didn't start the show to try to win hearts and minds, but it did happen. And when I did, I can't say I wasn't proud of that. In fact, Kaz, I haven't even sent you. I've got about a dozen and a half emails and correspondence prior to you taking the show over, like thank yous, people that have read my book or watched a particular video, and it's like, some of these will literally make you bring a box of Kleenex because they will make you cry. They're like, I've been a believer, and then I hit my pastor up with some of the questions that you offered in this video, and then he didn't have a good answer, and then it doesn't happen overnight. It's usually 6 months to a year, and then boom, they wake up one morning. But there's a germination period, and when it does happen, I never tried to do it, but it did happen quite a bit.
Yeah, awesome. Like I said, it took me a long time, a whole process of a lifelong thing of deconversion. So yeah, I understand that entirely.
Definitely. Yeah. So do you feel any extra pressure from Jim for the show to put out, content and whatnot? Is he breathing down your neck?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't, pressure me. No. I do feel the pressure of trying to live up to him. He did a great job, obviously. I mean, I was a fan of the show way before I ever contacted him, or I wasn't, I wouldn't say I'm some kind of expert on Atheist Edge. I wish I was. That would be so much easier. But I had seen videos, and I'd been really just a big fan of what he had done so far. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure there just to keep it up and try to maintain what he's already done, because he's set the bar pretty high.
You know what? I just thought of this. You know what helped me put you, as far as choosing you, what really put it over the top is when we were engaged in that 89 episode big project, and you were one of the 65 content creators that helped me out. Your contributions, like your clips that you would send me, if you guys go to the playlist on Atheist Edge, I think it's called 666 Things Your Religious Leaders Never Taught You. It's 89 episodes. I apologize. You're gonna have to just you're gonna have to find Kaz in there, because he's sprinkled in. But it's somewhere in those 89. He's got about a dozen clip contributions, and the ones he did, like, he had the awesome background. He scripted it. He wrote it out ahead of time. Powerful. You could hear he wasn't just reading off a piece of paper. You could tell he meant every word he said, and it was powerful stuff. That helped a lot.
Nice job, Kaz.
Thanks. There's actually a playlist of it on the Factitionalist channel. I should move that. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to see all the ones I was in there. Thank you so much for saying that. That's really touching. Thank you.
So do you guys play disc golf together?
Not yet. That's coming.
You also tell them you moonlight, and so you're going to be up here in Dallas soon-ish, and then we'll have a chance to actually hang out in person.
Oh yeah. So Modern Day Debate is a YouTube channel that I sometimes guest host on for moderating debates, and on that channel they are going to be doing a debate conference, Debate Con 2, on November 19th in Plano, Texas. On their channel, they have all the links and everything. I don't know, but on that date, I'll be down there. So I'm going to try to link up with Jim. Maybe we'll do a round of disc golf, and I'll see all those guys that are doing that. I think there's a whole bunch of big name YouTubers. I think Matt's going to be there. Aaron Raw's going to be there. Destiny's going to be there. It's going to be a big thing.
Destiny's Child or just Destiny?
No, Destiny, the streamer.
Well, if you're going to disc golf, I want to see a live version of it. I want to make sure I see that.
Yeah, I will definitely be recording that if I can get him to a course. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Yeah, make sure you wear your neck guard. Make sure you got your neck guard on, though.
Yeah,
I would love to see like a disc golf kind of a ESPN style type thing going on.
It's on ESPN now. It does. Highlights do appear on ESPN too. I think ESPN bowling. 2 or
right after what?
The Ocho. I mean, yeah, but it's on there. Obscure Sports Quarterly.
Yeah.
Spearfishing.
A squirrel on a jet ski. What was I gonna say? Oh, when you're here and playing disc golf, and I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry, Jim.
Modern Day Debate. A little side note. Kaz is moonlighting for them. When they first started. No, they were going for a while. But let's just say they were like a year old, right? So James, the guy who runs it, they had me on. They have atheists on all the time, and I guess from their experience prior to me, it was really antagonistic, confrontational atheists, and they don't end well, and it's like fiery debates. And so I think I was the first one that came in, and even though it was a debate, I treated it as a informal discussion, and it was on the Trinity, and it was with, He goes by the screen name General Han Solo, and I forget his real name. I'm so sorry. But he destroyed me. He destroyed me. But I took it with a grain of salt, and I said, and they saw me writing notes and everything. I didn't know that. I'm going to follow up on that. And so I was I was amicable. I was gracious. I conceded. I was like, you know what? I think you may be right about that one. They had never seen that shit before. So back then it was called modern day hysteria. And we know, everyone knows why. Everyone knew why it was called modern day hysteria, because it was this spectacle. It was sensationalist. It was fire, people arguing at each other. I firmly believe, now I haven't got confirmation, that at least the majority of the reason why they changed the name from modern day hysteria to modern day debate is because of that evening. Because they saw an atheist. Hey, atheists can be like this too. We can talk. We can have just a professional conversation.
Wow.
Yep.
Would represent.
Awesome. Yeah.
Should have ate a baby in front of him, but we'll talk about that later.
At least a baby shaped cake.
A baby shaped cake. Oh gosh.
They got some realistic looking baby shaped cakes.
They do. Man, I've seen those dog ones. They're creepy. Oh my God. No, Kaz, you mentioned something earlier that I definitely want to get back into. You said you felt the spirit, or you were the first one to feel the spirit in your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt.
Describe that. How'd that work?
Oh, it's so it's like when you're listening to a really touching song.
Oh, no way.
And you
Get
just
the
you feel that sensation of goosebumps and like a heartache and the feeling of kind of euphoria and depression at the same time.
Interesting.
That's a good way of putting it.
Interesting. Yeah. So,
wow.
How did you know it wasn't a ghost that was inspiring you to give you all these?
Oh, at the time I didn't know. I thought it was the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Like afterwards, it was just you realized, that was just.
I mean,
good feelings.
I believed it was the Holy Spirit for years, man. It didn't occur to me that maybe it wasn't the Holy Spirit until I was able to replicate that feeling in other situations.
Like at a non-Christian concert, perhaps?
So like my song is Flowbot's Handlebars.
Oh,
you guys ever heard that song?
No.
That's my jam. You guys should definitely listen to it.
Okay.
It's the Holy Spirit of my life.
There it is.
Flowbot Handlebars? Okay.
Yes. It makes me tear up every time it touches me in my heart, in my whatever.
It's an interesting title.
Yeah.
It's about the potential of humanity.
Yeah. We're
That's
all
right.
fucked. The end.
We are all fucked, but we all are capable of unfucking it.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't think there's enough of us, and I think that's half the problem. There's just too many stupid people, and they're in charge.
But we have the potential.
Mine is
the whole world.
Mine is Hallelujah, the Leonard Cohen version. If I hear that, and I know it's totally religious song, but it puts me in tears every time.
Cohen sings it so well. It's definitely it's a good one. Nice job. Apostasy, what's yours? Oh, this is great. Let's go around.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to think. I get very emotional with music, and I was actually just doing a podcast earlier today, and we were talking about how I would get that same sensation at non-Christian concerts, and that was sort of something that made me question, because I'd get the goosebumps and I'd get that euphoria feeling, and I even would get the sensation during ballads of I felt like I wanted to raise my hands and worship.
Oh no!
And I was like, "What's going on?"
That's terrible.
And then I go, "Wait, no, who am I?
Put that down. Put that
down." But I've always been really drawn to music. And but right now I can't think of what song would bring me to tears at the moment. But you guys, Hallelujah is a great one.
And the reason I know that is nothing paranormal. There is no supernatural phenomena occurring. The reason I know this is because I can derive the exact same feeling by listening to Chutes and Ladders from Korn. And that makes me feel the exact same way. And it makes me, I feel like I want to put on a kilt and grab a bagpipes and paint half my face blue and a guitar.
Mary had a little lamb. That's a great
That too.
No. Yeah.
Do you have one, Michael?
Oh man, I don't know. Top of my head. Oh, the Infinity War with the Avengers thing when Captain America's standing there and the guy's on your left. Oh man, I love it. It's the feels right there, man. Get you the feels. No, commercials sometimes even. Oh my God, you watch a commercial and they're like, what's going on?
I know.
Commercial,
especially at Christmas.
I have a deep appreciation for the true art of advertising that you can see sometimes in some of these commercials. Yeah, sometimes they outdo themselves.
Yeah. I don't want to buy the product, but man, that was a good commercial.
I know. Yeah, right. There's a commercial that we still talk about in our family that was on in the 90s that we will still, it was for like collect calls and long distance, like cheap calling. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a thing, but it was a hilarious commercial that we just said the line from it yesterday. And that was in like 92 or 93. So
I still
they have
insurance commercials. And, yeah. 80 Dew. I don't know if anybody in California. 80 Dew is a plumbing and heating. That was a good one too.
There's one that's going right now. It's like I think like Carnival Cruise Lines, and it's Freddie Mercury. The "I Want to Be Free."
Oh wow!
And I'm just thinking how pissed off he would be if he was alive to see the commercialization. I don't know if he would get upset at it, but I don't know. Some of it's just blatant commercials. Like, that's a great song. And now I'm going to be thinking of damn Disney Cruise Lines or some bullshit.
It's a bit cringeworthy. Yeah. That's not what that was made for. Oh man. It's like when the Christians take some kind of Hollywood popular thing or a song and they just twist it around and make it their own.
Make a sermon series on it.
Or sermon series. Yes. Oh my God!
Why is Christian music so bad?
See, here's the thing. I'm going to defend it. I'm going to stand here and I'm going to defend Christian music. MXPX. I still listen. I still like it. Offspring.
I don't know these bands.
Supertones were like such a big ska band back in I think it was the 90s. Christian ska.
That's not it.
I don't know.
MXPX.
Yeah, MXPX. Like the first stuff, like Pocanacha, Teenage Politics. Those were good stuff, man, back in the day. Just saying. Yeah.
I got swept up in the emotional Hillsong elevation. Like that's
Stephen Curtis Chapman.
I didn't like him. For some reason, I did not like him. I did not like his music. I would always turn his songs off the radio and then find out, that was Stephen Curtis Chapman. What do I like about him? Yeah.
Why does everybody like him? Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. No, I was really into like the Hillsong and Hillsong United for a long time.
That's
Those
so
long, drawn out songs, like Motions.
Yeah. They usually do it when they're trying to collect money.
It's so funny. Really, my brother was here on Halloween, and he said, for Halloween, I'm going to haunt you with praise and worship music.
Oh, wow.
And he kept playing praise and worship music for like 10 minutes. And then yesterday I had them all stuck in my head. So I twisted them and I was like, thanks a lot.
That's the worst. I hate it when it's a bad song. It's just over and over.
They just go on repeat still.
There's two things I remember when I leave the house to go somewhere. It's when I go grocery shopping, I have to force myself to remember to bring my recyclable bags so I don't use plastic bags.
Yeah.
And when I go to get my tires rotated or I have to buy new tires or get anything done at Discount Tire, whoever owns that, every Discount Tire, if you guys know, walk in there and it's going to be gospel music playing 24/7.
Oh, wow.
So bring headphones when you go get your tires done. Wow. So you don't have to listen to that shit.
Wow.
Hey.
Or just don't get your tires done.
Or just, do they have other tire places you could go?
Discount Tires, you can't pass. It's just too good a deal.
It's so good. That's how they get you in.
Well,
and then they just play the music and they hope that you're going to ask.
Little tip from your Uncle Jim. Every time you get your oil changed, every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, depending on if you have an EV or a hybrid or not. Also, that same day, if you can, go get your tires rotated because you're supposed to. And people forget to rotate their tires, and that will increase so much gas mileage. There's your little tip.
Thanks. Uncle Jim.
Yes.
Yeah. No, yeah. Stay away from Discount Tires. That's my thing. Like the little Mexican shops all over here. $25 a tire. I tell you right now.
Oh,
that's
do we have time to tell an R and Ross story?
Yes,
always.
of course.
Okay. Faithless Forum 2. Dallas. Aaron and I pull up to the parking lot. He's got a flat tire on his pickup truck. We roll. I don't know how we made it to the place, but it's flat as we're rolling into the parking lot, and we're like, "Gosh, all right, we can be a little late." So we I help him navigate. I get him to the nearest tire place, and it's the mom and pop place. No one speaks any English at all. Aaron Raw, he's internet famous, right? And usually just among atheists. So you're thinking, okay, we're just going to walk in, and there's a huge line. Yeah. These guys don't know English. They're probably haven't lived in this country very long. They're definitely first generation Americans, right? More than one of them instantly spots him head of the line. Your money's no good here. Got our tire done, and we're on our way. No shit. You believe that shit?
Wow,
that's amazing. And I'm like, hi. I've got 11,000. No, I'm nothing. Okay, no, okay, never mind.
That's amazing.
Oh my goodness. That's awesome.
Yeah, Deneen from the group chat. Yeah, no, seriously. Holy shit, man. What if that ever happens? That'd be awesome. Group chat here. She had a baby. It's a boy. I think that was Bob had a baby. It's a boy.
Do you remember?
A great one. Yes, I remember.
Commercial.
Bob had a baby. It's a boy.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Yeah.
Bob had a baby. It was a boy.
It's a boy. You remember?
I do. Those were the best. Oh, I think it was 1-800-COLLECT. I think it was, yeah.
It must have been. And we'll just go, she had a baby. It's a boy. Because you had to say it so fast.
I love it. Who's calling? Bob had a baby. It's a boy. Yeah, it was great.
Exactly.
Yep, love it. Great commercials.
Yay, I'm so happy you know.
Was that in Canada too? Or was that?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Because we get your commercials. Because we have your stations. I'm Canadian. I'm sorry. We have all your stations, so we get all American commercials. So.
That's crazy sauce. Oh man, yeah. If you didn't know she's Canadian, just listen for the Aboots, and
I've already caught a couple.
Everyone has. Any of them. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you. You're my favorite guest.
I think we're all just jealous we're not Canadian. I think that's the problem. Is it?
I haven't heard any stories yet, though.
I say it a lot in real life, but
will you sponsor my refugee stories?
Yes, I will. I love being Canadian.
I second that, Cass. I second that one. Oh, that's awesome.
When I was stationed in Germany, I sewed a Canadian patch, maple leaf on my backpack when I was out in town, just so people would leave me alone. So people would like not hate me.
It works. We're so loved.
Yeah. Hey, you watch Handmaid's Tale?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question. Yes. Is there any realisticness to that scene where the Canadians are like, "Get out of our country," like Americans?
That's a good question. I think maybe there would be the one scene that my husband and I were laughing because we just started watching the whole series a month ago. So we've been binging it. So we just watched season 4 after. If anyone's watched it, sorry, spoiler alert. But June goes and confesses something to the police that she's done. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyway,
I've seen every episode. Yeah.
Okay, so she goes to the police in Canada, confesses something very awful that she's done, and the police are like, "Okay, well, you didn't do that here, so there's nothing we can do. Have a nice day. Goodbye." And we were laughing because that's pretty accurate. Like people we joke because nobody stays in jail here. Like you can literally kill someone and you might get a couple years and then you're out, and it is not like the States at all.
That's crazy sauce. So if I'm going to commit a murder, I should do it in Canada.
Well, yeah, if you want, like, but we were just killing ourselves laughing. No, you shouldn't. But,
but you should.
that was very accurate and very hilarious, but not in a good hilarious way. That they just were like, "Bye, have a good night, see you later." And
that's so funny.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we are loving that show, and it's scary, but we love that Canada's kind of like the place of refuge. So.
That scene came on. I just turned to my wife and I was like, "There's no way this must be written by Americans because there's no way like that.
Yeah,
not like us. They're better than us, right?"
Yeah, it's a really well written show, and oh my gosh, if anyone hasn't watched it, watch it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Jim,
you seen
it? Oh, watch it.
What was the name of it again?
Handmaid's Tale.
Oh no, I have not.
no.
But I've heard. Well, I've seen all the memes. I have an
Well,
idea.
they'll make more
yeah.
sense if you watch it, because I
Right.
saw the memes and I did not know what of Brian or of Jim or of Michael meant until
It's
now
really
I get it.
addicting.
It is so addicting. Yeah.
Are they
There's
Amish?
one-
Is that what it is?
No.
Oh,
It's set in the
Amish.
future, is it not?
No, it's
It's an
kind of
alternate
modern.
universe.
Modern day. Okay.
It's modern day, but it's scary.
Yeah. It's like they've reverted back to like a theocracy, like a
Yes.
yeah.
Ah,
Mhm.
like
I
a
need to highlight
1984
Aaron's
style.
comment. I can't comments, but Aaron's comment is hilarious. Apostasy is tourism or come here and kill people. That's not what I'm saying, but
That's a new selling point
Campaign.
for the tourist.
Honestly, he makes such hilarious comments. If you ever see me just silently laughing to myself while we're doing this, it's because he's just said something hilarious. But
Way to go!
yeah,
Aaron.
don't
Keep
come
it
here
up,
and
Aaron.
kill people. But it's basically you don't stay in prison for life here for anything.
Don't do it, but you can. You heard it here, folks.
There
So
is
Louis got the
a
murder package for the vacationing to Canada. Is
Yeah,
there a murder
no,
package?
don't. No, it's awful. It's bad. Like we do send people to jail, but I've watched like the jail, like the shows about like behind bars in the States, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wow, you stay in jail forever. In
and
the
they suck.
States.
So
Yeah.
what do they look like? What do the jails look like? Is it like that silver toilet and like 8 people to a cell?
I honestly don't know. I know more about your
come on,
jails
you
than I know
know.
about ours. I don't. I've driven by a couple. I don't really know where they're located. but
Driven by, yeah.
Driven by.
I've driven by jail too.
Yeah. I've gone to a holding cell because my uncle is
There it
a
is.
cop in Edmonton, so he gave us a tour. So I've just gone to a holding cell, and I
I
was
like
like,
this story.
yeah,
Scared straight, Stacy. I can see it. I can see
I
it.
am scared straight. Yeah. Anyways,
Awesome sauce.
that
there's
is not
another
what
good
tourism
one
message. Mhm.
on Hulu. There's one I'm watching right now called hold on. God forbid. And I know the whole story, so I didn't even want to watch the movie, but it's a documentary. And it's the Jerry Falwell Jr. story. If you know the story, if you think you know the story, still watch the movie, because I'm learning a lot of stuff that I didn't know that they didn't put in the news when it was actually happening.
Oh. Okay.
Canada's jails have a Candyland motif, apparently. Thanks, Aaron.
Honestly,
That's a good
they're
one.
not that bad. Oh, and also in Handmaid's Tale, when they do imprison the two people, I'm not going to give away spoilers. When they do kind of imprison them, they're in such nice jails, and I'm like, why do they keep putting them in this nice jail? And my mom's like, because it's Canada, Stacey. Like, it's Canada, and I'm like, oh right. So, yeah, we're
Full
not
kitchen.
that bad. It's a beautiful holding cell. Yeah.
Amazing. I can't wait
Watch
to get
the
the
show.
rest
You'll know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Good.
I love that show.
All right, guys,
Yeah.
we're about
Check that
winding
out.
down. Go ahead, Jim. Sorry.
Oh no, I was thinking. Oh, that Biden initiative to all the nonviolent marijuana possession
Oh.
and like small time distribution, has that started taking effect yet? Or like people emptying out? Are they leaving jail yet, or is the process going to take a while?
Good question. I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
Anybody got Google?
What?
I think we all have.
See,
Google.
it's little things like that. Some people don't even realize, but that's huge. That
is huge.
That helps the prison overcrowding. It helps the prison industrial complex situation. It helps get people back to work. I mean, it's like a win-win-win-win that no one ever thinks to enact. Why didn't Obama do it? You know?
Well, why didn't Obama do a lot of things? But that's a whole nother story and a whole other show. Obama's still a great guy. I still like Obama. All right. Go ahead and leave us with some last words and plug your guys' show for us.
Well,
Who's first?
you can definitely come check us out on Atheist Edge, and we'll be streaming every Sunday. And I don't have anything planned at the moment for next week, but I will definitely be pulling something together, and it should be good. So definitely come check it out. Thank you.
I'm gonna own up to something, Kaz. I haven't seen the last 3 of your live shows, so I have a lot of homework to do, catch it up. And for those of you that don't know, sometimes see, I'm not really hands-on, but after I watch a live show, I will. Kaz knows I'll send him like a million message posts, like because it's just I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall. I'm like, here's all the things I saw, and take it for what it's worth. And reject all of them. I don't care, but here's how I think you could make all this better. And it's like 20 or 50 things, but I haven't done that in a while though. I mean, you're on a great track. I'm liking where it's going. I know I made the right decision. Everyone go check out Atheist Edge, and if you want to see what disc golf is all about, or if you play disc golf, if you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, you want to play with, leave a comment, and we can there's a way you can contact me through the disc-oriented YouTube channel, and subscribe if you want or not. I don't care. It's not even monetized, and I don't plan on monetizing it. So yeah, disc-oriented.
Awesome.
Disc-oriented.
Thank you so much. Stacy, where can we find your stuff?
On all the social media networks, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then every Wednesday night with you here on Secular Soapbox.
Best show on the internet next to the other ones that we do.
Yeah.
You can find me at thebiblesayswhat.com. New episode every Sunday. Thank you so much, everybody. Stacy, why don't you lead us in prayer?
Yes, can everyone please bow your heads? Oh, they didn't fall.